Now we'll turn to St. Louis and one of the families most affected by this situation. You think about the criminal legal system. Prosecutors are responsible for getting convictions in court, making sure criminals don't get back on the street. It's hard to do that when the prosecutors won't even show up. Normally, it's the criminals who don't show up. St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner missed a court hearing today. She was supposed to explain why the court shouldn't hold her in contempt. And even though she wasn't there, the judge cut her a break last week. Not a single person from Gardner's office showed up to the trial of Jonathan Jones, who's charged with shooting a man near the Gateway Arch. The prosecutor assigned to be on the case has been out on sick leave for a month. It's part of a bigger issue for Gardner's, whose office has seen a mass exodus in recent months. She only has 2 prosecutors left, 2 prosecutors to deal with 470 cases. If the 2 of them worked every day, Saturdays and Sundays for an entire year, they wouldn't get through their entire caseload. One of the prosecutors who quit was overseeing the case of a man accused of killing this woman, Carolyn Jenkins. Police found her body outside her apartment complex last year. David Harvey is charged with her murder. A jury acquitted Harvey of another murder back in 2018. Carla Smith is here. She's Carolyn Jenkins' daughter, and argues there has been a lack of transparency in this case. Boy, I am so sorry about your mother, and I'm glad you're here to talk about it. But for Kim Gardner's incompetence, would your mother, or I shouldn't even say incompetence, because it's not incompetence, it's policies that she has talked about and said that she wants to pursue. But for Kim Gardner's policies, would your mother be alive?
Absolutely. If David Harvey had been in jail for the murder that he committed back in 2015, this would have never happened to my mother.
When you listen to, and to be fair, progressive prosecutors, Kim Foxx in Chicago, Kim Gardner in St. Louis, George Gascon, the list goes on. We've done a lot of stories. They say that they are protecting minority communities, specifically African Americans, from the injustice of mass incarceration. What's your response?
Murderers need to be off of the street. How can you protect someone who's going out killing people? They're walking the same streets as the people who should be protected, who should feel safe. The situation with my mother should have never happened. She was murdered inside of her apartment complex and taken out, and no one ever checked on her. No one did a wellness check. No one went to see how she was doing, if she was okay. Someone called us from the facility on August 16th. That was Tracy. She's the social worker at the apartment complex, wanting to know if we had spoken to my mother. We now found out that she's Joanne Ahart's family member. She is the manager of the facility who returned after we've not heard anything from anyone there. She returned and threw a party after my mother's murder in August.
It's stunning. I want to just read this line again because I thought it was important. One of the prosecutors who quit was overseeing the case of a man accused of killing Carolyn Jenkins, your mother. Here is another former prosecutor from Kim Gardner's office, Reddit Hudson, talking about the policies in St. Louis. Take a listen.
It's cynical to pretend to care about public safety, to pretend to act in the name of public safety while deliberately damaging it and attempting to disenfranchise St. Louis voters.
All right. What is at the root of this? Does Kim Gardner not get it, or do you think this is what she believes is just the cost of doing business? Your mother's death, so be it. She gets to close prisons, and she gets to talk about how many people get sent to bail diversion programs, and your mom just doesn't matter.
That's what it feels like. It feels like she just doesn't matter. It feels like it doesn't matter to anyone. Down to the medical examiners. They said that they found nothing on my mother. The St. Louis City medical examiners, they said that there was no evidence of foul play, that she only had a bruise on her back. After a private autopsy, we found that she was stabbed 7 times and that the medical examiners kept her brain and her larynx. Without our consent, without our knowledge. How does something like this happen?
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.